Welcome to the Geeks Assembled podcast. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hello, and welcome to the Geeks Assembled. And today we are discussing a 1978 John Carpenter movie. I don't know if you can guess what it is, but here's another clue. Yes, Halloween. It's the first outing for Jamie Lee Curtis, and it also features the wonderful Donald Pleasence. So, no further ado, we will go across to Craig to see what he thinks of the original Halloween.
Thanks, Lee. This film, for me, is really, really good. I love how I really love Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, what a powerful! I love powerful women, but she's just brilliant in this film. Even in H2O, she's almost she just reminds me of Sigourney Weaver slightly. But yeah, she's one of my favorite characters in the film. I like how where it's set, this actual setting of the movie. I like the idea or the notion that behind all these like freshly cut lawns and flower boxes and really nice driveways, and like there is this in this like perversely normal setting, there is behind closed doors really dark things happening. It makes me uncomfortable, but it makes me appreciate just appreciate life. It's a really powerful film. And I think back then as well, obviously there was a lot of stigma around mental health issues as well. For the lead villain to be cast as escaping from a psychiatric unit. Whereas nowadays, if something like that would happen, there isn't like a huge taboo or an outcry around it. But back then, yeah, it was really scary. I mean, even the opening scene, that one scene at the beginning when it is just a child, and the camera pans back, that's quite a powerful scene. Just that one scene alone. Yeah, Donald Pleasence as well. Loved him. He just stills the scenes as well. But yeah, it's one of those magical films where even if they've just got the music playing, you see someone standing behind a tree, nothing actually happens, but it chills you. I mean, that's how powerful this film is, I think, in terms of horror and suspense. And I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Well, we'll start with a 10 out of 10 from Craig. Thanks for that, colleague Dennis, shall we? We'll move on down to Susan, who's looking rather wonderful today. Over to you, Susan.
Hi. The thing that I like about Halloween is that they utilized Michael Myers' breathing so effectively, and they caused everyday, ordinary objects like that stinking station wagon to be very sinister, very, very, very threatening. So the station wagon got threatening. Yes, people hiding behind trees, everything like that. the jumpsuit that Michael was wearing. Yeah, very sinister, very threatening. Yeah, it was devastating. I mean, like it was a good, fun, like flashback watching it now, but back then it was like, holy crap! I'm never gonna watch these kind of movies again. And now I kind of, I don't know. It's not my favorite genre, but oh my goodness, it was amazing to watch it again. I agree with Craig that Jamie Lee Curtis was brilliant and strong woman character, really cool. And I was frightened by various things in it. I was frightened by the closet scene. I was frightened by the knitting needle scene. I just, frightening stuff. And yeah, his breathing. God, it's like Vader, man. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I've got. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because it's the best kind of thing for what it is.
8 out of 10 from Susan there. Now we're going to go over to the most sanest person I know in our group. It's over to Beef Dad.
Yes. Well, one of the things about John Carpenter is, like Alfred Hitchcock, he's an expert at playing with your mind and your imagination. He co-wrote the screenplay and directed it with an absolutely stellar cast. I mean, they are brilliant right from the ground up. Yes, I agree with Craig that the opening scene where the little boy kills his sister, I mean, bear in mind this child is 6 years old, is damn scary. That is enough to play with your head. Then, of course, when he finally escapes, the doctor, played by Donald Pleasence, thinks he knows where he's gone. So he goes to the graveyard to find Michael Myers' sister Judith's grave and finds that she's been dug up and isn't there anymore. Now, all the way through, I kept thinking to myself, what's he done with her? Where is she? Is she in the boot of that station wagon? Don't know. But the mind games that he plays using Michael Myers and Laurie, where Laurie sees him for a second, a fleeting second, and even if she's with her friends, they don't see. She points him out. They go and look. He's not there. And it happens such a lot. And it is so good. It is so creepy. And for me, the thing that really got me was the ending where Donald Pleasence shoots him several times. And he goes backwards off the balcony, crash. You look down, he's a heap on the floor. And you think to yourself, thank goodness he's dead. Donald Pleasence talks to Laurie, then goes back, looks again, and there he is, gone. Now that, wonderful, leaves it brilliantly open for a follow-up, but so creepy. I mean, yeah, to have survived that, he's got to be superhuman. So it sets up all sorts of things in your mind. And as I say, playing with your mind is one of the things that John Carpenter is an absolute expert at. So for that, the fact that I knew Donald Pleasence's daughter, yeah, it gets it gets a 10. It gets a 10.
From the mouth of the sanest person, it gets a 10. We'll move on down now to Brian, who actually likes this movie. So over to you, Brian.
Yes. I I really almost pretty much forgot how much I absolutely love this film. I really, really love it. It's like one of the best films that John Carpenter ever made throughout his film career. And I don't know, it's just one of those films that just stands out to be a horror classic from out of all time. Even to this day, I absolutely love it. Just that, well, even from the very start of the movie, like most of you guys said, like it starts with the Michael Myers house. You see the outside of it, and mostly you see it from Michael Myers' point of view. And that is a very clever way of, like, I think, starting a film. They never do that nowadays, and it's very clever. I love it. But the fact that he's just a kid that has no remorse, or even the fact that he did anything wrong of killing his sister within that first scene, is very, very creepy. So that is a great way to start a horror film. They never do that. I love it. And then it skips many, many years later, and seeing how Michael Myers is escaping, but the fact that they have Michael Myers is, in fact, he wasn't even called Michael Myers mostly in this. Mostly he was just called The Shape, because it was like John Carpenter thought it would be more scary if he was just called like The Shape, because he maybe because is this like a shape of evil, or is this like some sort of like evil and everything? That was his goal and intention, to do that. So, but either way, though, the thing I found a bit creepy and the most disturbing about Michael Myers is what Susan said here, his constant breathing of within the first film. And like he would always do that whenever he would be like just walking, or whenever he would kill his victims. And I find that very, very creepy and disturbing. It's a shame that they don't do that within the later films. I hate that they didn't continue within their later films. So, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's a very tough, strong character. I love that. I love that they had that within a strong female lead within the film. It gives the movie a bit more. It gives the movie a hell of a lot more good, like a good job to the film. So I like that. Donald Pleasence as Dr. Samuel Loomis. Love him. He was great in all of the within all the film and all the rest of the films that he was in. I liked that he was as that character. So yeah, Dr. Samuel Loomis, good on him. Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorites. I think Michael Myers, throughout all the slasher films, Halloween, Michael Myers is and always will be my favorite horror movies. The story, characters, everything I love. I would give this mostly this film maybe, hell, I'll give it a bonus 11 out of 10. So
there's Brian breaking the points rule. 11 out of 10. Right, my turn. This was one of the first horror films I was allowed to watch when I was underage, sort of thing, and it's always stuck with me. This film. It's as everybody says, it's a marvelous setup. John Carpenter can't do no wrong with this. Even the theme tune. Nobody sort of mentioned the theme tune. The Halloween theme by John Carpenter is so iconic. It just sends shivers down your spine as soon as you hear those first notes. And also as well, who would have thought that William Shatner would scare the kids just by the mask? As people know, it was a William Shatner mask. So Captain Kirk was scaring kids then. Yeah, it's Donald Pleasence. Well, he was such a marvellous actor. And Dr. Loomis, what a brilliant character for him to play. As Beef Dad said at the end, shoots him 6 times and all of a sudden the body's disappeared. You know, ideal setup for a sequel, and the sequel did come in 1980. As I said, the sequel is as good as this one. But, and then we get Jamie Lee Curtis, introducing Jamie Lee Curtis. As everybody said, very, very strong character. And you saw, just in this film, you saw she's what a talented actress she is. It must be in the genes with her from the family. But there's one thing that I don't know nobody's said about this. Okay, it's a horror movie, but did anybody notice there was no gore at all? Nothing. There was no gore at all. It was, you ever saw the knife, but you never saw gore or anything. It's all in the head. And this is what John Carpenter is very good at. Plays at the suspense, the thrill of the ride. And as I say, so there was a little bit of it, but you don't see a lot of gore. There was nothing there. It's very good for making you jump. You think he's dead, then he's up again behind the sofa, then he's up again in the bedroom. And also as well, a classic horror movie thing here. As Laurie goes across to the house to check the other house out, she's walking around in the dark. Why did she turn the light on? But it would be a horror film if she did that, I suppose. But I always think, every time I watch it, I think, turn the bloody light on. But yeah, it's a classic. It's I watch this nearly if I get a chance, I watch this every year around this time, at the end of October, because to me, this is Halloween, and I can't fault this. It's one of the best classic horror movies of all time for me. It brings back great memories for me when I was a kid, when I was allowed to watch these sort of films. So I'm going to give it a big 10 out of 10. So I will open the floor to anyone who wants to add anything.
Yes, it's extraordinary that Jamie Lee Curtis should really basically make her name as the victim of a psycho like this, because her mother
Yes.
became another iconic victim previously
Yes.
in Psycho, playing Marion Crane
Yes.
with that amazing shower scene. So obviously, being a victim runs in the genes as well. But yes, extremely talented actress, still going, thank God. But yeah, there were just so many wonderful little performances in there. The sheriff was brilliant. The way he just did as he was told by Donald Pleasence was just amazing. And yeah, the whole Donald Pleasence thing. I mean, how many doctors do you know that carry a gun? I mean, just extraordinary. It was brilliant. Yeah, absolutely magical film.
Yeah, I mean, it has. A few of you have mentioned the breathing. I mean, that was used really well, and as I say, it finished the film as well. It was just going, seeing top of the stairs, outside the house, but all the time that breathing behind the mask, and then it was credits, ready for Halloween 2. But that was just the way they used that breathing. That was just amazing. And can Craig just show us his T-shirt? Because I think that's awesome. There. I want one.
My T-shirt is
Yeah.
Halloween.
And to be perfectly honest, Lee, you've never looked better.
Thank you. Yeah, someone said I looked a bit pale, but you know, I'm not a big sun lover.
No. And sleeping with your head in the back, it helps.
Yes, I know. Anybody got anything else to add?
Well, I just like to say that at the end in montage, it looked like it was ended up to be within more movies, like they were going to make more movies, but John Carpenter never intended it to be like that. It just the way that he was, like in that film and with all his films, and like that's how he did his films. He left it open.
Yeah. It was such a success at the cinema, and fans demanded, I think, the sequel. And it came along, and it lived up. It lived up to the first one.
I mean, his end montage is just like, I mean, I remember he said in an interview once that it's just like all the places that he could have been, or like if he is, like everything that Michael Myers like could be or is, like within the places that he was. So
yeah. Going on to something else, did everybody notice the two things what was on the TV at the time?
The Thing.
Two classic movies, The Thing and The Forbidden Planet. Brilliant movies. And I say The Thing was remade in the 80s. Was that by?
Well, I noticed The Thing. I didn't notice the Forbidden Planet one.
Oh, the Forbidden Planet was there, yeah.
You think he put The Thing in because he, just like a little Easter egg, as that might be his next big project of?
He may have had plans to do it in the future, and maybe it was one of his favourite movies when he was a kid.
That's probably what it was, because he was fond of the genre long before he made movies in it.
Because Halloween was made in 1978, and he didn't make The Thing until 1982.
Yeah, well, Halloween 2 came before The Thing, yeah.
And he started off making science fiction movies, but he was pursuing the horror genre too, right alongside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely.
You muted, Beef Dad.
I'm not sure that you're right about the two films, because one was
The Thing.
The
One
Thing.
was The Thing, and one was The Forbidden Planet.
I don't know. Was it The Forbidden Planet? I have a feeling it was This Island Earth.
It was the Forbidden Planet starring Leslie Nielsen.
Because I thought I saw the Metal and the Mutant.
Yeah. And apart from that, I saw the credits today.
Oh, all right then.
The clip they used was Leslie Nielsen was in the clip, and Leslie Nielsen was in the Forbidden Planet.
Well, that'll teach him.
Anything else anybody wants to add before we bring this one to a close?
I just wanted to say that I absolutely love John Carpenter and his films, so he's up there.
If it wasn't for John Carpenter and people of that era, I don't think we'd have turned out like we have.
I mean, he hasn't made any new films recently. The last film that he filmed was The Ward.
Well, he's not a young pup anymore, so maybe he just takes his time now.
Yeah. And
He is knocking on a bit.
Yeah. Right, is that everybody done?
Yep.
Radio. I'll bring this one to a close. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for taking part in this wonderful discussion of Halloween. Please, everybody out there wants to join us, leave comments on our channel. Please, you can join us on our Facebook page. We're on Twitter at Geeks Assembled. And Susan, would you like to let us know about your endeavours?
What endeavors would those be?
The things where put the weapon down.
What endeavors would those be?
What do you like to do in your cast?
We are pursuing Bernice Summerfield in a week's time on Friday, and we're going to be covering her box set, her most recent box set. It's a great big thing, and it's going to be great, and everyone should come and listen to it, and then join us in the podcast. And give your rating, and then like, subscribe, and enjoy that group of on audio heads, please.
Thank you for those words of wisdom, Susan. Anything else? We'll close it now, and we'll just say thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Happy Halloween.